Hey there, everybody, it's Wayne D. Welcome to the website. It's WayneD.com. So last week, pulled some swings off of the Dell Technologies tournament, second in the FedEx Cup, and there was a surprise Abraham Ancer from the University of Oklahoma, who had previously only won on the web.com, played extremely well and didn't finish as well as he would have liked, but got himself into the next tournament by virtue of his 11 under performance. You can see here he's 14 under through 9, but he finished at 11. So I thought the swing was pretty interesting, so I thought while I was looking at DeChambeau's swing, I wanted to do a little video of Ancer's swing as well. Let me make this a little bigger. So this is a nice fixed camera, and the camera angle is pretty good, so we can actually draw a couple of lines. The camera's probably a little high, but we can still take a look, make a few comments. So the thing that stood out for me was the height of the right arm at the top of the swing. So it has a pronounced trigger. Watch the right knee. So that initially will lower him from where he is here, move him into the balls of his feet a little more with more knee flex, and then as he takes the club back, pretty close to being right on the plane, his right arm is pretty stiff, and he's going to stand himself up just a little bit so you can see his head just pop up a hair. So you can really see the stretch here. Now he's like my size. He's 5'7" or 8" and 155. So to be out there, with a guy like DeChambeau and guys like Tiger who are, massively bigger and still getting it out there nicely, it's always nice to see the little guys show that you don't have to hit it 350 yards to play the PGA Tour. So most swings you would probably see end about here with the shaft pretty much. You could see it over here. Would be on plane and the right arm would be in a normal position. You probably couldn't hit it as far from there, but it certainly looks like that would be a good place to start down from. But he's not going to do that. He's going to let this thing crank all the way up past parallel, and his right arm, this is one of the higher right arms that you're going to see on the tour. And when the right arm's way up there, of course, the left arm's going to be way up there as well. But look at the nice depth that he gets into that right hip. Gotta like that. So once he presses that right leg forward and flexes, he's going to unflex the knee a little bit and gain some depth. And then in the downswing, from up here, he's going to bring his hands out. So you can see that move as the right arm lifts, the grip is going to be moving in this direction. So it makes sense that with the sequence, he's going to be unwinding, and that's going to move that left arm as it rises up his chest. When he starts forward with the rotation, he's letting his left arm be pulled by the body, and it's going to react to the rotation of the upper trunk, which is also, of course, reacting to the lower, and that's going to bring those hands right out toward the ball. I think Johnny Miller's comment was it looked like he hit a little over-the-top pull. He did tend to line his feet up a little closed and start the ball a little bit more to the left with a draw. So you can see, pretty interesting, he's coming into this thing creating a ton of space for that right arm, which you would guess he's going to need to do with that thing way up there, and without a face-on view, hard to see where his hands are, but you have to figure they're kind of right behind his head. So that right arm is not going to have an easy time getting itself room, so he's just going to come into this thing really high with his hands and really drive that right arm in front of him. So you can see at impact, he's up there at 47, and at address, much lower. So he's about 9 degrees higher at impact. So you can see in the downswing, he'll tilt his head, and he's really coming at it sidearm fashion here, keeping his hips way deep, and again creating that space for the right upper arm to drive in front of him. So let's just watch the hip movement in the forward swing. See, I really like that. Even that his knees just don't get in front of the box. His butt stays back. Very nice. So there's the opening move in the transition, is to use the right side pelvic muscles to twist. He's not going to fire that. He's not going to fire that right glute until all the way down here, and right about now you can see that he's going to get a little elevation in the pelvis, but his head is going to continue to drop as he continues to drive the right arm in front of him. So look at the thrust that he's going to get, both heels off the ground, right foot sliding. You can see there's the toes there. Both of them are going back, especially the right. So that's really good. It's a very athletic lower body movement there, and in fact the whole thing is not to be recommended for somebody with any kind of back issues, but I like it. Very athletic looking. Let's take a look at another swing. There's another. There's a 3-wood swing. So here he's going to set it up with more of a closed stance. There's the trigger. Now he's going to stretch the thing back. His right arm stays straight for a long time. That's a real test for that right shoulder, so that without, and it would appear if we had a face on that his wrists are really not very cocked at this point. So all those things combine, get that right arm way up there and the left arm way up, high hands, and then he's going to rotate to start the downswing. That's going to pull his left arm outward, and now the club is going to be flattening quite a bit and coming in from high and from the side. And you can see the left wrist bowing down to square the face up, and the right wrist staying bent. can see how long that right arm stays bent. Really is more of a hallmark of what the best ball strikers are doing these days, with the right arm staying bent a long time, even with the driver past impact. So we got one more. We got an iron swing. Let's take a look. So even here, just slightly to the right with the feet. It's going to do the same kick start. And again, pretty high up. So if we look at the left wrist and we look at the face, you can surmise that he has a relatively weakish grip. But you gotta love that space that he creates for that right arm. And then when he bends that wrist down. It's very nice. So great tournament for Abraham. He's from Mexico. And like I said, he was on the web.com. He won, got his card, and then he failed to retain his card, and then he went back and got his card again. So he's been through the ringer, and now with that great finish, he's going to be on tour for a while. All right, Wayne D.